So if you're a working professional, you're earning...
Oh, the horn very long. Trying to say...
The financial burden of...
Hi guys, welcome back to Property Titus Lim, Unfiltered with Titus. Today we are on our 4th episode and I have with me a wealth manager from Phillip Security, my friend Win Shen. Win, would you like to say hi to our viewers?
Hey, hi everybody, my name is Win Shen. Thank you for having me, Titus.
Welcome.
It's very interesting because me and Titus knew each other, I think, 3 years ago.
3 years ago?
He was my previous boss. He actually interviewed me and hired me into one of the financial institutions.
Yep.
And it was a very interesting couple of months with him. In this episode, we're trying something very different where we are going to bash it out between wealth management products and real estate investment.
debate and see who comes out the winner. So Win, as a wealth manager, if let's say for example your client comes to you with 500,000-600,000 and say that, hey, I want to buy property, what will your advice be to this client?
Very first thing, the question is, do you need a dividend or rental income from this property straight away? As a working professional in Singapore, you're already paying income tax. Rental income is taxable also. So imagine you're renting a nice $2 million condo. Your rental is about $5,000-6,000 a month.
That's on.
About there, right?
You can minus some cost, yes, there, but you can minus some cost, interest cost, about 40,000 on top of your income tax.
40,000 on top of income tax. So we just take 40,000 for a calculation. You could be jumping from one tax bracket to another tax bracket. You could be paying 15, 16, 18, 20, 22% on that extra 40,000. I think that alone is a bit of a turn off for me.
Okay.
I want to take that income and spend today. That's why I want the cash flow. At the same time, I need to pay property tax. At a $2 million condo, your annual valuation could be a sizable amount also.
Yes.
Which means you need to take out more money and pay for your property tax on top of your income tax.
Non-owner occupied property tax of $2 million, maybe ballpark, I think about $8,000 to $10,000 a year.
So your 40K, you have to pay income tax, you have to pay property tax on that also.
Sure.
Nothing much left. So your 600,000 in that scenario could have done better you doing REITs. You could be earning 6-7%, depending on the portfolio mix you decide on. And REITs that pay out dividend, you don't need to pay income tax in Singapore.
Then buy REITs lah. Why everybody buying property?
Because
which is something that I will address later.
Yes.
Okay, besides this cash flow thing, is there any other points that you will highlight?
Absolutely. Second point that I need to mention here, it's property management. I used to stay in a rented landed house in Newton area. My landlord is in his late 70s.
Okay.
Whenever I have something break down, I will call him regardless day or night.
Got no agent?
There's no agent in between.
Wow.
So after the agent signed the documents with me, right? Thank you very much, shake my hand. I move in to collect keys already, right? Anything's back to the landlord.
Landlord also quite hands-on, or the agent supposed to do his job, never really do his job.
I don't know what's the arrangement between the agent and the landlord. So I think managing your property from a tenant point of view, I disturb my landlord because there are all these clauses inside. Make sure that my landlord is aware. But as a landlord, do I want my tenant to keep disturbing me?
I think this is something that can be mitigated. Yes, there is some form of active management in terms of property management. That's where real estate agent comes in.
But that's not your scope,
Yeah, you can say that, my scope is just help you find the rent and then that's about it. But the truth is, the market is so competitive. And what I believe is we are not here just to do transaction. I think a lot of us would want to help our clients with all this, I'll say kucing kurat thing.
5 cent, 10 cent thing.
Yeah, even though it doesn't yield in terms of monetary terms, but it's necessary as part of the overall experience. So for me, the main thing besides just transacting the property is also to make sure that whatever things I do, I bring ease to my clients in terms of transition, in terms of timeline management, right? Not just, okay, pay money, you see property, you like, settle, then I bring no value to the client.
Absolutely. But at the same time, if I invest in REITs, right, there's a property management team in place already. There's a CEO, CFO, CSO, so many different people that day in, day out, there are people managing the property.
Yes.
On top of my REITs, I don't need to worry if it's a residential property or industrial office building. I've got options to diversify. So I don't need to worry about my tenant because there are salespeople involved to help me lease the place out.
Okay.
To keep the occupancy as high as possible and keep getting my income in. So I'm really totally hands-off.
Okay, so Win, I think you have shared two very good points in terms of income tax liability and active property management required. I do have some thoughts, but before I share, anything else that you would like to share about?
Have. There's one more very important part.
Okay.
It's about inheritance. I came across this case study where this father very hardworking. He stays in the landed house, fully paid freehold. He has 4 children, but he only has 3 condos.
Okay.
You see a predicament there already.
Uh,
So which child will inherit the landed? Which child will inherit the nicer condo, the not so nice condo,
Yes.
or maybe the newest condo?
So
You
what
can-
you're saying is, when it comes to property, the split will be a bit tougher because it's a physical asset.
Very hard.
Whereas in terms of wealth management products, it's
Easier.
much easier to
You can
split.
put a percentage to the wealth management product.
Yes, understand.
So this inheritance story is a whole another episode. Titus
Yeah.
have to invite me back. But ideally, we have to be clear in how we want to distribute our wealth.
Sure.
Okay, so I'll put that 3 points. Let Titus has his fight back.
So Win had mentioned 3 points: income tax, active management, and inheritance. I just want to share one point, right, that I think I can give you the killer blow.
Whoa.
Right. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that real estate sure win REITs, but one thing that I think you forget to consider in terms of real estate investment is the capital appreciation. You talk about REITs, right? Capital appreciation or not, in fact, you only receive that 5-6%.
Correct.
Maybe the dividend will grow by X amount per year. But let's say even if it's 6 or 7%, you put in 500,000, it will be 30 to 35,000. You do not participate in any form of capital appreciation for REITs investment.
True.
One very good example, if you buy a $2 million property, you will take 1.5 million loan. You would, with stamp duty, pay about 600,000. I'm just going to quote one example that happened in Clementi, this development called Clairvon. Right? There's this client who bought in 2021 and sold in 2024, about 3 years plus. Right? So he put in 600,000, loan 1.5 million, property purchased at 2 million. When he sold, want to make a guess how much did he manage to sell it for?
2.5? 2.5 million, 500,000 up.
2.5, is it something that is
I
good
think
for
it'll be
you?
very healthy. Because you down only 600.
Exactly. This person sold for 2.9 million.
Oh,
So 900,000 when he put in 600,000. Of course, with interest payment, maybe 650 over the period of 3 years. It's almost 150% of the capital that is get back.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's
900,000
50% a year.
Yeah, exactly. So if you will split it up, right, versus the REITs, this in terms of returns is a lot more attractive.
Absolutely.
But don't get me wrong, so I'm not saying that all properties behave this way. And one of the key things we must always take note is, as Singaporeans or PR, we essentially only have one chance.
Yep.
We buy the wrong one,
You're stuck for that time frame.
we will be stuck for 3 years.
Exactly.
Right? Because we cannot sell. We might see opportunities go by. So it's very critical to assess which are the properties or the new launches or the resale property that can help you make this capital gain within the shortest amount of time.
Yep.
And that's where I think a conversation with a trusted real estate agent will be very, very important. My clients will always say that, oh, is it to go and see show flat, go and see house? I would disagree. You don't need to even go see house, go show flat. Very importantly, have that Zoom meeting, have that sit-down coffee, have that discussion to know objective, to know the finances.
Exactly.
Once everything is ready, 万事俱备，只缺东风, then you go and see. You don't get see. After that, nice leh. But then not enough loan, not enough down payment. The name haven't taken out from the existing property. Then you see opportunities go by.
I think I really like to add on this point what Titus has mentioned is really doing your groundwork. Because if you need the cash flow today, your new development property will not give you the cash flow. It's really aiming for the capital gain. Then your resale property approach has to have a very different strategy. So it's really looking at your life situation, have that really deep conversation, be open, just share what you like, what you don't like, what you want, what you don't want. Then for us as professionals, we can really advise you properly.
Yes.
It's not just that, oh, I got a wish list and my dream list and everything want to happen. That is just daydreaming.
Yep.
It's having a proper strategy at your different phase of life. Then you decide what to do.
So exactly the point. I think the last message that I have to share with everyone: do your assessment, get ready.
Yes.
Right? Stand by everything that you can. When the opportunity comes, take action. So, all right, guys, we have come to almost the end of this episode. But one thing that I need you guys to do is, do you think that Win makes more sense in terms of putting your money in wealth management product, or I probably make a bit more sense in terms of putting money in real estate? Please let us know in the comments below.
Yep.
And also do like, share, and subscribe, and do follow Win on his socials. We will see you in the next episode. And thank you for watching. As always, God bless. Bye, guys.